Oh, when did you start doing the organist over at the church then?
Oh, that was, I was, let's see, how old was I? I forget the years. I have it marked down somewhere. I think it was in the 30s. The kids were small, but it was right across the street from the church. They had a pianist. Well, I played a lot in between on the piano. There was a guy that whenever he came to visit us, he had a beautiful voice, and they got him to sing. Well, she wouldn't play it. She said, no. So he always come and ask me. Somebody told him I played the piano, and then I follow the guy, and I can play anything when you put. And I could. And we went downstairs, just went over to one, so I knew how he's going to sing, And he really appreciated it. And sometimes she was late, for Sunday school or something like that. They'd come and get me to play the piano. I remember from a little girl on, my sister and I sang a lot of duets. We were always singing in church somewhere. And I said, I don't think we ever got a penny. I think my mom would have said something. Now you have to be paid. Yeah,
paid for everything.
Even at funerals, you have to pay for this. I told your dad, and I told Jim too, don't you pay anybody extra for playing at my funeral.
We have enough people that can play.
Yeah.
You raised good enough grandkids that they can take over and do it for you.
Yeah, that's right. Or not church. I think that's crazy.
Well, that's nothing you need to worry about.
I played I don't know how many weddings. Never got any cash.
Mm-hmm.
I got like earrings or a necklace or something like that. Now you have to have at least $50, I guess, maybe more than.
More than that. Oh yeah, couple $100 nowadays.
I know when Grandpa died, Steve didn't even ask me. He just went ahead and paid these people. So Pastor Carver, I got a letter from him. He said, I didn't want to take this $50 because you and Charles did, a lot for the church. And but then I was ready to give it back. Then a man came at the church at the funeral, after the funeral, and he wanted food. He didn't have no food, and so he got him a place to sleep and to get him some food. Gave him the money. He said he's sure that's what Grandpa would have done.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So, but the one that was afraid of Ronnie's a lot, and Pat wanted her to sing. Well, I don't know if you knew her, but anyways, she sang at this, and she didn't stand front where you could hear her. She stood way back. The songs that I wanted the people to hear didn't hear him anyways. He gave her $50. He gave the organist, I think it was $50. I said to Dad, sing hymns at my funeral.
Oh, you don't worry about that.
Well, that's what they don't.
But you just did it out of the goodness of your heart to do it. That's the way people did things then.
Well,
you took care of each other.
They didn't charge for every little thing.
Now everybody has to have their hand out saying, pay me, pay me.
Yeah, right. They want to know first how much you get before they do anything for you.
Mm-hmm. How long did you...
And those things have changed so much that I really mind that. I did at first and more so. Now I have to accept that. I know it won't get any different. No, it'll get worse all the time.
Mm-hmm. When did you become you were the full-time organist up at the church then, weren't you?
A full-time what?
Organist at the church.
Yeah, up at Hopeland.
Yeah.
For 11 or 12 years.
When did you start that? When were you full-time?
Right in the beginning.
Oh, from the beginning?
I never had to, when the pastor came over the next morning after the official board. He said, he lived across the street, the pastor. He said, Reverend his, he said, Carrie, you were elected organist. I said, I never played the organ. I never took any lessons. Well, you have time to take some now, you know. And so I said, because he said, Mary, that older lady that would just play old hymns that she knew, you know. And I said, well, I'll see you. I'll go. So he said, you can start taking lessons now. So I don't know if you know, I guess Marie Good is dead that long as you're going. But she went to the United Methodist Church. She was a head organist and director. And she gave lessons. And so I went down there and I took 5 lessons from her. She said, you don't need any more. She said, you have a good foundation on the piano. And she said, what you need now is when you get your organ. That time we didn't have it yet. They were making it, getting it ready. And she said, when you get it, she said, and then I'll come up with the stops to help you with the different stops, you know, which she did. And so I never took any really lessons from professional, you know, went to school or something like that.
Did you take lessons as a little girl, or did you teach yourself how to play piano?
First, I was teaching myself. I mean, we had to go to all the funerals, you know, years ago. And then I'd come home, and Mom had one of those tread organs, you know, tread organs.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I'd go sit down there and I'd start, because like I knew nearer my God to do the tune of it, you know, and I'd pick out it. So one day, Mom, I guess I did that 2 or 3 times. And one day, Mom said, would you like to take and play the piano, the organ? I said, yes, I would. She said, okay. She said, then we'll have to get somebody to get you. Because she knew notes, too, you know. And so anyways, we...
You got some lessons.
Yeah, I started taking lessons from Laura Hacker. Now those, she charged me 50 cents for 1 hour. Now they pay, I guess, probably $10.
Oh, $30, $40 sometimes for an hour.
For one lesson.
Yeah. How old were you when you started those lessons?
I was very young, I don't know.
Before school? Was that before you started school?
No, not before. I started school at 4 years.
4 years old, yeah.
No, I was about 8 or 9 only, you know. Because my mom saw I was interested in it, you know. And Miss Harry used to say, you're doing good, you're doing good. She says, I know in the beginning you get tired of it till you can play a song. And she'd always make you do the exercises, you know. That's the first thing. Okay, Carrie, let's start. And she knew if I didn't practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
She said she could tell it that my fingers weren't as nimble. They were more stiff-like.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her. She was an old maid, but she was...
She did good.
Yeah.
Well, that's something you've enjoyed doing all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that over there so I can see this. Yeah, you never stopped playing the piano. You said you used to play for Grandpa a lot here. And back at the house in Ephrata, everywhere. How long have you had a piano?
Huh?
How long have you always had a piano? Did you have one in Hopeland when you lived there?
Yeah.
Or just the organ? Okay.
First, Mom had that, well, I call it, in place of the piano, you know, that had the tread thing.
Right,
you know.
right.
That's what it was years. And then we got a second-hand piano, which was really heavy, you know, and stuff. But I had that. That's where I played at Hope and on that. And then when we got to Ephrata, I said, that's one thing I want, a piano.
Mm-hmm.
And I had seen these up at Burkeville there at the square, they used to sell, Ryan Snyder used to sell these, what do they call
The
it?
uprights.
Huh?
The upright pianos.
Yeah, well, the upright and the name of it too. And I liked it so much. It was called, oh heck, I forget now. So anyways,
French and Son.
Jesse French, yeah. Yeah.
Is that locally made? Was it locally made? The piano. Locally. Was it made locally or?
I think so. I
Okay.
don't know. They were from Brickerville. They had their big office in Lancaster.
Mm.
So I went to them about it because that time I was working at Moyer's and earned not much money, but some. And I told him, you know, I said, I love to play the piano. I said, and I want a Jesse French's, you know, I want a good organ. But I said, I can't afford to pay for it, Dad. He says, you don't have to. I didn't ask you for cash. I said, well, how do I pay it? He says, when do you get paid? I said, every 2 weeks. He says, put a little on it every 2 weeks. He says, you'll be okay. It'll be your piano. I said, that's what I did. That's how I bought this piano. My dad would like it for Peyton, you know, he thinks Peyton would like. I said, I hate to give it up before I leave. You know?
No.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
I
You
said,
keep
you'll
it.
just have to wait a year or so longer.
No, you keep it.
I know
Yep.
you deserve something like that too.
Someday down the line.
But I
they ask
don't
you.
play as much in it like I did. I just don't have a.
Well, you might want to get up some of these days and get back on it and play a little bit.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have it. That's something for you to do.
Yeah. Well, they helped out a lot when Grandpa died. They were my inspirer, you know. I'd play the song, his favorite song every day. It just kept us a little more connected, I think.
Which was his favorite?
Fill my cup, Lord.
Fill my cup, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, that was his favorite.
So I go to the second service a lot, so we don't get.
Yeah.
But once in a while, they'll throw an old hymn in there that I remember, and I know there's some of your favorites too. You know, once in a while they'll go back the old favorites. You know, everyone's favorites, kind of.
Right.
You know, it's kind of neat to do once in a while. Yeah.